but it was an excellent way to go out in Project 2020, not only potentially getting shut down by Marvel, but you giving the fans of Project 2020, fans of yours, work to do into 2021. So when you talk about a $50 3-card bundle, I really think these are going to be bought up quite a bit. So at this exact moment, the results are unknown, but my Natural Marvel-esque companion card has shipped from Virginia and it's on the way to my house. So we will see if it makes it here and what is in the package. So welcome to episode number 141 of the Project 2020 Nightly News. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_Sportscards. And my website is where you want to go now and in the future for everything related to Project 2020. And that is simply CRTSportscards.com. So I guess it's really time to face the inevitable. And the inevitable is very simple. Within the next 12 to 14 hours, we are going to see the final 3 cards of the set. Thinking about that, when you think back to April, May, and June, just the insanity of those months, it's incredible to think about. But we'll cross that final card bridge tomorrow. Today, we're going to be talking about the 3 cards that released. We had 2 more artists release their final card, and 3 players exit the stage finally in Project 2020. I will say though, Topps did not give Mariner fans a double release day the entire set when it came to Ken Griffey Jr. and Ichiro. So for that, I will always hold it against Topps for never giving us a dual release day, because they gave Yankee fans numerous release days, and all we ever asked for as Mariner fans was just one Griffey and Ichiro day. But before we talk about the cards that released today, we do need to recap the 4 print runs from last weekend's cards that I could not see on the website. And I just want to cover them very briefly because right now it feels like old news. But leading the way of the 4 cards we couldn't see was Old Man Allen's Ricky Henderson, which I thought was a very, very nice interpretation of Ricky Henderson, 2,222. But then coming in on the low side, almost threatening my sort of proclamation that we are not going to see a card under 1,500, that Dwight Gooden by Matt Taylor coming in at 1,585. And look, Matt Taylor has not had the best results here recently, but I also really think this print run has more to do with sort of the negative attention right now on Dwight Gooden's son for possibly not fulfilling any of the autographs for his father, along with Sophia Chang having issues. Keith Shore sent him autographs. People have paid, I think I saw upward of $25,000 for autographs. So I really hope that gets resolved this year. And then the last 2 cards, the JK5 Sandy Koufax, just missing that elusive 2K mark, 1,962. And then the Fuchi Willie Mays just getting over 1.6, 1,630 to be exact. So no real home runs in any of these print runs, no real big surprises, but that is the best thing that we could see closing out the set. So while we shut the books on those cards from last week and finally put to bed week number 39, who were we putting to bed for the last time in this set? Releasing today, we have Ben Baller with his Sandy Koufax. This is Ben Baller's final card and also Sandy Koufax's. We also have that Don C. Ichiro. We will see Don C. tomorrow with Ricky Henderson. And then we have Keith Shore with his Nolan Ryan. The great collaboration card of the set. But you could make the argument right here and right now that the closest card that we had in the set to current baseball times was that 1969 Nolan Ryan, because there was nobody in the stands. And it didn't really dawn on me until I saw all the characters or all the players in Keith Shore's Nolan Ryan. I think it's a really, really interesting take to do with the Ryan. It's a real celebration of Nolan Ryan and also of the set as a whole. But the big question here is, if you're a player collector, do you have to buy this card for your set? Has every single player set just increased by 1 other than the Nolan Ryan? Nolan Ryan is on there twice. And so if you make the argument that this is now the 21st card for 19 other players, Keith Shore, for the second time, just broke Project 2020. His, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. stands alone as the highest printed card, 99,177. And I really think that number will be forever burned into my head as far as the #1 printed card. But if he also then just made every player collection 21 cards. Oh my gosh, Keith Shore, he wins at Project 2020. But we'll see. I am though curious in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this companion card? Because I see it both ways, but at the end of the day, it's a true celebration of the set, and that is what we need right now in 2020. And then second today, releasing their 19th card, is Don C with his Ichiro. And when you looked at this Ichiro, very similar to what we've seen recently from Don C, very generic, simplistic references. But on this one, I'm not sure if I see Sports Illustrated or if I see Sports Illustrated for kids. And I don't know why I see it that way, but when I first saw this card, Sports Illustrated for kids sort of stuck into my mind and I can't get it out. So we've had Friends, we've had The Chronic, we've had some very straightforward references. I kind of miss how Don C started the set out with some real deep references, but we are going to be in for a treat tomorrow with his Ricky Henderson. I can't wait to see this card, and it's also refreshing to talk about an artist right now who still has more cards left in the set, because nobody started later in the set than Don C, with his first card being number 73. But here's the great thing, I am giving away a free copy of this Ichiro by Don C. So right now, put your print run guess below. The person close to the number is going to win a free copy of the card. So best of luck with this print run contest. And speaking about tomorrow's releases, for the first time ever in the set, we know the cards that are releasing before an artist or Topps has released the images. We are going to have, of course, Ricky Henderson with Don C, but we're going to have a dual Mike Trout release day, not only from Cartoon, but from King Saladin. So I'm very, very excited for tomorrow. But before we get to tomorrow, we have to then talk about one of, I think, the most controversial artists in the set. And for some people, it's going to be a good controversy. For others, it's going to be bad. But when you take a look at the last card releasing today, we have Ben Baller with his Sandy Koufax. And let's be honest, there's been no artist as polarizing in this set as Ben Baller has. Either you really, really like his cards or you really dislike his cards. You either really like Ben Baller and what he talks and how he communicates, or you really dislike Ben Baller. There really is no middle ground. But the one thing we can all agree about is Ben Baller made himself a ton of money in the set. He had the most printed cards. He continually sold the most throughout the set. Now, whether that was for a good reason or for a bad reason, maybe telling his followers at times to go buy these cards in the bushels because you are going to make a lot of money, which at the time seemed like maybe an idea that could come to fruition, but ultimately did not. But at the end of the day, Ben Baller brought in a different crowd to the sports card world. The big question that remains is, will they stick around? Will they continue to further engage with the hobby? If they do, then that means this is a success. If they come in now and leave tomorrow after his card releases, then maybe it wasn't a good thing overall. Maybe the card sold and they'll just be forgotten about in the future. But I think at the end of the day, the Ben Baller inclusion was the big experiment. Could you take someone like Ben Baller, put him in a set like this, and drive product? So time will ultimately tell what the legacy is of not only Ben Baller's cards are, but what the Project 2020 cards is as a whole. I am so incredibly excited for the future to see what 2021 holds for this set, to see how well 20 card player sets or artist sets sell for, how much a completed 400 card set sells for. There are so many exciting things in the future, but the thing that I am most excited for in the future is what's happening tomorrow night. It is the very, very last episode of Live Cards, so I will see you back tomorrow night for episode number 142 of the Project 2020 Nightly News.